So tonight I watched a really weird anthology film called Seven Women, Seven Sins. And each uh, segment was directed by, obviously, by a different woman. I thought the list here listed what segments they were, but this list that I have open does not. So I have to open the. Hold on a second, guys. Bear with me so I can read you who directed what. So, okay, here we go. I found it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 6. Oh, that's 7. Okay. So, okay. Goes in this order. Gluttony by Helke Sander. And in Gluttony, it's sort of the story of Adam and Eve, but they're cave people, and then they evolve into bikers. And it's as strange as that sounds. Greed was directed by Bette Gordon. Earlier in January, I watched Bette Gordon's Variety on Netflix, and it was fantastic. She's a very interesting 80s independent filmmaker. And in both Variety and Greed, we had a very early performances by Luis Guzman. He's always fun. I like seeing him. Greed was great. It was about a woman who bought a lottery ticket on her way to her night job as like an attendant in like a fancy 5-star restaurant bathroom. And she's friends with like a high-class prostitute, and they're like chatting. And she's telling her how she's going to win the lottery and it's going to be great, and she can send her mom to Florida. And then this like horrible bitchy woman comes in there with like wine spilled on her dress and just is the worst, and messes up the lottery ticket, and shit goes down. It's really good. Bette Gordon, I think, is a great director. I want to find more of her films. The next film was a documentary or documentary style. I couldn't tell. I think it was a documentary by Maxi Cohen called Anger, and it was a bunch of just angry New Yorkers talking about why they were angry, and it was a variety of reasons, but it was all really terrifying and kind of sad. So it showed like how sad like society is, that it makes people angry. I don't really know what I'm trying to say with that, but it was really good. And I feel like I'm glad it was only like 15 minutes, because if I had watched like an hour or an hour and a half of all those angry people, I would like never be able to sleep again. The next segment was Sloth, and it was directed by Chantal Akerman. And I believe it was Chantal Akerman in it as well. And she's basically a woman who is lazy, and she's telling you about her lazy day where she doesn't really want to get out of bed, but at least she didn't get undressed, so now she doesn't have to get dressed again because she's still dressed. And then she like doesn't really want to do her dishes, and maybe she'll make her bed. And I was watching that, and I was like, is this actually a documentary about me, or does Chantal Akerman like have secret hidden cameras in my apartment in the future that she filmed in 1986? Or because it was eerie, except for the cigarettes, like it was basically my life. The next one was called Lust, and it was directed by Valie Export, and it was really weird and about like a woman who sells tickets to like various sexual acts with her. So she sells tickets for you to like kiss her on the shoulder and to like rub her thigh and kiss her on the butt, and all kinds of, gets even more strange from there. But you have to like, you can touch her, but you have to have one of these tickets. And then she meets a man who is like a bodybuilder, and he sells advertising on his body. So when he walks around, he's like a living NASCAR car, you know, with all the different sponsors on his like shoulders and his penis and stuff. It was kind of hilarious and really weird. The next one was Envy, and it's about a conductor who is envious of a singer whose talent he can't come close to having. And then the last one was, that was directed by Laurence Gavron. And then Pride was directed by Ulrike Ottinger. And it's basically Pride herself, Superbia, is talking about giving birth to the other 6 sins. And in showing you how wonderful they all are, there's a parade, and it's like a weird hybrid, what's it called? Uh, not pantomime. What's that old kind of theater? That Chaplin did. I can't think of it right now. Like old time, turn of the century, the American theater meets kabuki, and it was really very strange, and just utterly bizarre, but beautiful art direction. In all the films, actually, the art direction was quite great. So this is a really weird film. You can get it from Women Make Movies. It's a strange one, and I don't know if it was ever like theatrically released, or I can't even really find any information about like why it existed and who decided to put it together, which is kind of a bummer, but it's definitely, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. It's cold. I get really tired when it's cold. I sleep a lot. I'm like a bear. It's really great if you like strange cinema. This is a good one for you. I think my favorite of all of them was the Chantal Akerman one. It really spoke to me. But the Bette Gordon one also was quite good. I love Chantal Akerman. I have a couple more of her films, like 2 more of her films on a Criterion set that I'm going to try to watch before the end of the year. I was trying to keep it to like not repeating directors throughout the year, but it's December and it's like I'm making up my own rules at this point. I've got some Varda I need to catch up on. I'm going to do it. Damn it. So, this was 7 Women, 7 Sins. Check it out if you can find it. It's very interesting.